Chapter 18, the reason why people tell your story is because you chose the messy path. I think this is one of the most important lessons with what I'm trying to say is that the story that you end up saying, even though that it's extraordinarily negative along the way, and the story that people really find engaging, it's not the ones that are easy. It's not the ones that always come out the right way. When you venture this idea of trading off the existing, the known, for something in the future, that you're investing in outcomes, in alternatives that you don't really understand, that are quite ambiguous. The reason why people gravitate to these projects and to these things is not because of the fact that they're clear cut, and it's not because they always result in the successful outcome that everybody understands, but it's because it's messy and that people don't understand, and they see you as the individual or see the thing actually being built before their eyes. It's the storytelling component, the hero in the path, the heroic story that people find engaging. And, the truth with all of this is that that's how you often come to understand your own self, is that you're the one crazy person that's willing to do this, willing to stand up and pursue something that's messy, that nobody understands, that people discount, they think is crazy, but you do it anyways, is the key problem with all of this. And it's once you've done it for so long that it becomes part of who you are, and you understand yourself as that one crazy nut, that is the first step. And then people come around and they start seeing you as not as a crazy nut that is not fitting in, that doesn't quite make sense, but is actually the leader of doing something that really, really is important, that resonates with a larger audience, that truly does matter. All of this is extraordinarily difficult to actually do. At least for me, I don't like not fitting in. I don't like all of the feelings that you get, the loneliness, the isolation, all of those things when you venture and you try something different. With the Reciprocity Project, it's embarrassing when I tell people how much I've spent, how much I've invested, how much time and effort. All of it's very, very embarrassing. It's not fun. There's no positive emotions from it. But it's only because I've tried it, I've done it, that I could tell the story. And it's only because I could tell the story, which is a pain in the butt to get, that other people will start to recognize it and start to understand what you're trying to do. And I find that this path, I don't think that there is an easier way of actually doing it. I think if you were to look at almost all stories of innovation and entrepreneurship, of people that have ventured in their lives by going and having kids, it always doesn't make sense. There's no right time to have a child. There is no right amount of how much you should invest or not invest. In fact, it's probably best for you to not invest anything in your child. But you do it because it becomes part of who you are. When you have a family and you've invested and spent time in growing that family, and everybody understands that there is an unconditional love. How do you build unconditional love? You actively cultivate it. You invest in a crazy, unbelievable amount in the family that you're trying to build so that everybody feels that unconditional love. But when you fail, that you can stand up and you could do this thing as a family member, and people will be there to support you. Now, it's the same thing when you're actually doing what you're doing. When you venture in any other area, it's because you're doing something that is insane, that people recognize it. And there's no way of getting around what you're actually doing. It's because that you don't fit in is the reason why people will see eventually that you were the leader in this circumstance or this thing. It's almost always that you did something differently, and everybody thought that you were crazy for actually doing it at any given time. I wish that there was an easier way. I wish culturally it would make sense for people to say, go do something crazy, go do something irresponsible, go do something. But nobody's ever going to tell you that unless they've gone through it before and they understand the feeling of not fitting in, feeling unconventional, feeling strange. I want you to take this away. You'd say the only way that you can build your identity and for people to recognize what you're actually doing is to go out and be weird. Be strange, don't fit in. Venture by investing in things that make no sense to anybody else. When you can stand in front of a business school class and somebody in that business school class says, what you're doing is stupid, it probably means that you're actually on to something. You're venturing off into the unknown that actually matters. And it's because that you're bucking all of the trends that everybody understands. You're going to face a tremendous amount of stigma. You're going to feel negative emotions like you never expected. But you're going to get back up and you're going to do it again and repeat and do something that matters in this world. Matters to you and matters to everybody else. All right, take care and have a wonderful day.